Hello everybody, thank you for joining us on this live broadcast. It is Sunday morning here in Shanghai and day 4 of the China International Import Expo. I'm Oscar Magain and this is my colleague Chengxi.
And that's me.
How are you?
Good, great today. Now we are coming to you live from the medical pavilions. And I'm saying it in a plural form. We have 2 pavilions because this year is going to be a little bit bigger for this exhibition because the organizers have set up a specialized zone for public health and epidemic prevention. Now this is one of the most important topics for this year. So a lot of companies are showcasing their latest treatment solutions for the fight against COVID-19. But apart from that, we're going to be checking out a range of very cool stuff today, stuff that people, doctors used to operate or doctors used to treat cancer, or general consumer items that makes you feel more healthy and more beautiful.
Yes, that's right, Chengxi. And you know, throughout these days, I've been checking out all these pavilions, and maybe this is not the one that is a crowd magnet, but it is one of the most important ones because of what you mentioned, because of the pandemic, and also because of the technology that's being showcased here by all of these major companies, these worldwide, international, renowned companies that are here to show us the latest and the greatest that they have to offer in terms of healthcare, in terms of services, anything like that that's related to that topic. And so by no means is it less important than anything else. It's just that we've got like consumer products, we've got food and other pavilions, and those usually are like the ones where people are attracted to, but this is very specialized.
Yes.
And obviously companies here are trying to highlight their products. They want to make strengthen their names and their brands. And they're here, obviously, to make a deal, to make business, to try to sell their products, and obviously be the best competitors they can be at the CIIE.
All right, shall we get into it?
Awesome, let's check some of these out. It's really interesting, guys, so come and follow us, yeah.
But first of all, we're looking at the Fosun booth. Fosun is a Chinese conglomerate that has acquired a range of cutting-edge equipment companies from overseas. Now, this is one of them. Now, this is called a Davinci surgical system. Now, if you look over there, there are 2 robot hands that can be operated by a doctor that can perform like precise surgery. Now, doctors don't have to worry about trembling hands and other stuff that might affect their performances.
And something that I'm very curious about is, in what sort of applications you can use something like this. Because, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm a patient, I obviously want to have the doctor there. And when you introduce a technology like this, sometimes it could be, a little overwhelming. There's a lot of questions. How is that possible? How accurate can it be? How precise? How clean? How, and so all these questions, I'm hoping we can get answered right now by the representatives of this company. So,
first of all, do you want to play doctor?
I would.
Right now?
I would.
While you play doctor, I can maybe interview.
That sounds great. That sounds great. So, do I just sit down here? Is that okay? I can sit here.
By all means, but I'll get my turn. Right?
You'll get your turn.
I'll get my turn.
Okay. So what do we do here? The first time I sit down, and we have Yun Su, and thank you so much for explaining this. So tell us a little bit about this machine. Oh, sure, of course.
Right, I'm bringing in Mr. Eric Pan, the president of Intuitive China. So tell us about what's special about the Davinci machine while you operate.
Okay,
right?
okay.
First of all, welcome to our booth. This is the Davinci SP robot. It is the latest technology. It's not on the China market yet, I have to stress, but it is receiving a lot of attention. What you see here is the control console. So the physician, different from the traditional way of operating on a patient, the physician is sitting at a console and his hands are operating the manipulators, which the motions are then translated into actual motions on the instruments in the patient's body.
And what's more, maybe a very important question is, why do doctors need this? What advantage does that give the doctors in what kind of operations?
This technology affords huge advantage to the physician, to the surgeon. As you can see, the surgeon is actually sitting away from the patient. He's doing this procedure at his leisure. To exaggerate a little bit, if the procedure is very long, he can even take a break and have a cup of coffee. As you can see, with the calm and leisure, he can operate with precision, and the maximum safety and clinical outcome can be expected.
Are you confident that it will get into the Chinese market soon? What are the challenges that it's facing right now?
I'm certain that this machine, once launched in China, will receive tremendous applause from our users because we have already seen great success with our XI machine. We launched only last year, and within a short span of less than 2 years, we installed many systems. And many hospitals, in fact, are waiting in line to get their machine installed. I also want to stress that with the robotic assisted surgery, the physician is not only operating with comfort, with ease, but he can also see much more clearly. The vision is magnified 10 times with 3D reality. So he can see very well what's happening and all the anatomy and the tissues that he needs to operate on. He can also reach with the robotic assisted arms much deeper into the anatomy and do operations that were not possible before. So the capabilities extended, with the robotic assisted technology really allows the surgeon to bring much better clinical outcome to the patient. So this is why we are so confident that even with our tremendous success in the past years, we'll only add to the success with the latest technology.
Wow, that's cool. Oscar, you've had your fun.
Yeah, I had my fun. It was actually very exciting.
Here, okay, I'm excited to try it out.
All right, I'll hold the microphone
maybe
here for you.
my colleague will hold the microphone for me. So
Here, maybe I can hold this for you.
wow, it feels very realistic. Feels just like my own hand.
And so something I'm noticing here when I was using this equipment was how the response time was very immediate. That's something I didn't expect. That's something that I was wondering. How much of a delay or a lag is there between the machine and the actual hands? And so I personally didn't, at least by what I saw there, it didn't seem like there was much of a lag.
Yeah.
So that's important, right? Tell us why.
Absolutely. The system is designed in a way that any motion is detected, in other words, sampled at thousands of times per second.
Okay.
So within a fraction of a second, any small motion is detected and then translated into actual motion on the patient side. There's absolutely no detectable delay. This is crucial for the surgeon, for him to operate it accurately and without any stall or mistake. So absolute requirement for this type of surgery.
How new is this technology? If you can help us understand, is this is this the first time people are seeing this? Because I've heard talk about it, but I don't know since when it's actually been implemented in hospitals.
Robotic assisted surgery has been in place for many years, actually. Intuitive surgical has been in the market for 20 years. But the technology has evolved over time with much better usability and capability. And this model you see today is only the latest advance in the technology, in a long series of efforts to make this even better for the surgeons.
Now, does this device also use 5G? I suppose that this is used to conduct surgeries remotely, is that correct?
It certainly has the foundational technology. As you can see, the surgeon console and the robotic arms are actually separate, right? They are linked by communication links. So you can imagine if the fundamental communication technology is there, the infrastructure, if that's there, then certainly there's the possibility to do remote surgery.
Okay.
Obviously, at this moment, we are very careful and cautious about the clinical safety. Any breakdown in the infrastructure itself, be it 5G or whatever, could cause a problem.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So one more question I have for you is, apart from remote surgeries, what other situations would we expect that this kind of technology would be used in?
You know, this is actually what I call the third wave of surgical technology. You know, from open surgery, where patient has to suffer very large, you know, the cut in the body and much longer time to heal and recover, to the lab surgery, which is what we call the traditional minimal invasive surgery, to this robotic assisted surgery. These are the three steps in surgical evolution. So right now, the Da Vinci robot is used in many different areas. You can imagine. So urology, cardio, thoracic. So if you want, anywhere from the neck down to your pelvis is covered.
Right.
So many different surgical areas can be you know, benefit from this technology.
Chengxi, what was your experience? Tell us a little bit about how you felt.
Well, I feel it literally feels very intuitive, right? We played around with it yesterday, and you remember you were watching. Things were falling apart when I was handling it.
You're a lot better now.
Yeah, if this were a real patient, he or she would be in the morgue right about now. My parents would have been happy that I didn't actually turn out to be a doctor. But today, like after a few rounds of practice, I could easily move the rings to the other cone, so it feels intuitive. It feels easy to learn.
Yeah, it actually feels like my hands are in there.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, if I only had 2 fingers, right? But yeah, I feel the same way you do. You know, it seemed very easy to use. All we would need would be actually the knowledge of surgery and know what we're doing.
Yeah,
but
that's what we need.
At least the machine did everything else, so that's important. Yeah, yeah. Well,
that's exactly the word. Intuitive is the word, and that's why, you know, the name of the company. That's what we have been pursuing all along, is to make surgery easy and predictable, and the outcome very certain.
Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Very well said.
Well, it'd be nice if we can get one at home and play with it.
All right. Well, we really appreciate your time, sir. You know, thank you so much for explaining
Thank you
and
very much.
educating
That
our
was
audience.
Mr. Eric Pan, the president of Intuitive China. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Are we? We're going to move on here. There's a lot of other products that are being showcased here at CIIE at the Health Pavilion. And anyway, that was a cool experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a unique opportunity when we get to test and try the latest technology, and you know, because a lot of people don't get that experience. So I feel very privileged that the fact that we were able to do this, and obviously CIIE provides the space and the opportunity to do that. Are we going this way?
Yeah,
okay,
we're going this way.
Alrighty. And so yeah,
and it's good that they're using technology to make it more intuitive, and it makes it easier for the common people to understand, okay, what this machine is doing.
Exactly.
Right?
Being able to sit down, it makes me more confident that if a surgery were to happen and they're going to use that, I would be more at ease. Now that I know more about it, now that I know that I've sat down and tested it myself, it seems like, okay, I would be fine with something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
now, as I said previously, this is a section on public health and epidemic prevention. Now, public health is one of the key words here. And public health challenges goes way beyond COVID-19, although this is the biggest news right now. But we've got other public health problems. Cancer is a public health problem. Even children myopia, short-sightedness for one, is a public health problem, at least in China. More and more children in a very young age started to develop short-sightedness because of just how hard they study.
Yeah, the lifestyle nowadays is very different, right? We're in front of a screen a lot. We use that at a very close proximity all the time. And yeah, I can imagine that being an issue. I never really thought about it because of our age, when we were, you know, kids, we weren't exposed as much as children nowadays, right?
Yeah, so we're now in a section where there are several glass-making companies. This one is called Essilor. I think we're getting one of their leaders to come talk to us.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And so, when did you start wearing glasses? Are you short-sighted?
Oh yes, very. I started wearing glasses in when I was about like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very early. I'm glad it didn't develop into a very, very serious thing.
Yeah.
But were you wearing glasses?
Yeah, believe it or not, I also used to wear glasses, but then I had LASIK surgery, which is also a very popular procedure nowadays. And so that was 10 years ago. Apparently, when you do LASIK, it takes about 20 years before your eye starts getting weakens again. Your vision starts weakening, and then maybe you have to do another surgery if you qualify for it, of course. But glasses is something that I don't think will ever go away because it's always the alternative to something like surgery. And so anyway, I'm curious to find out what's the latest in terms of short-sightedness, in terms of lenses. I'm very curious to know because it's been a long time since I've actually, inquired about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to be too confident about my eyesight now. I think they also have a testing booth where we can test a whole range of our eye conditions. Let's check them out. 现在可以测试吗？对，我们现在正在直播，我们可以看一个。
It seems like there's a if we'll get the camera person at least to get a shot right here of the TV screen, you can see that person's eyeball. And I believe the test is being performed right now. Now what I wonder, Chengxi, is like when I've done eye tests, of course they usually have us reading letters from a certain distance, or you have the doctor, taking some of these tools.
Oh, they have a
somebody
machine
over there. Okay.
Available over there.
And so anyway, it seems like now they're incorporating all these machines, which is obviously what they're here to feature.
All right.
Let's see what they got over
what
here.
are we testing here? 我们这里测什么的？
Okay, great.
Oh, it tests if you have dry eye. Do you have dry eye?
I actually do
It
have
is a
dry
very
eyes.
common problem, right?
My eyes get red all the
For
time
us
because it's so dry.
who are in front of a computer screen all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
You want to go
all the
first?
time. Yeah, sure.
wanna go
I'll
first?
sit down here and see what he diagnoses. And I'm going to need you to translate, of
Oh,
course.
yeah. Okay, no problem. 你可以描述一下你这个检测的过程，我会翻译一下。
这个呢是测眼睛干不干涩的，通过泪膜质量，就是看你泪膜破裂的时间，可以定量的测出你干眼的一个程度。
Oh, it tests the speed of which your tears come out when it's responds to a stimulant.
Okay.
And see if you have dry eye.
Do I need to
Yeah.
take my mask off or no?
摘掉口罩吗？不需要。
Okay.
No need.
Okay. So I just place my chin. And what I see right here, guys, is a yellow light at the end of this, what seems to be like a black tunnel. And I'm guessing that's scanning my retina.
眨一下眼睛，
Blink.
好，睁大，坚持一下，不眨眼睛，坚持一下。
Oh, okay. Hold it. Don't blink.
Wow.
好，眨一下，
Keeping my eyes open like this.
Okay, blink
睁大，
once,
坚持一下，不眨眼睛。
and then don't blink.
Oh my god. Ah, my eye. It's hard not to blink.
它的控制是右增长，我觉得确实是一个好方法。
This is so difficult.
Is the light strong?
I think my eyes get dry very easily. And keeping it,
Yeah, mine too.
and when you have this light flashing in front of your eye,
或者怎么样，然后反复问
眨一下，然后
Okay, blink once.
星期都没有出现这个
And then just hold it.
我在认真人体中。
不需要再眯着眼睛，就是用力的去看。
I blinked. I'm so sorry.
No problem, I guess.
再来一次眨一下，
Okay, once again, blink.
想过第二
坚持一下，不眨眼睛。
如果是近视眼，肯定是
哇
非常非常不方便。
未来
My eyes are going to be so red after this. You'll see. They're so sensitive and they get dry so easily.
OK finish。可以看一下报告。
All right, here's your report.
Oh, it looks like I've been crying
Moment
for
of
a while.
truth. If you have dry eye.
Okay.
还有干眼吗？
是的，比较严重。
Oh, you are. You do have dry
我们可
eye.
以看一
Yeah,
下
definitely.
平均破裂时间是4.4秒，
Uh-huh.
但是呢，我们标准是在10秒，需要在10秒以上。
Oh.
它的平均破裂时间只有4秒。
Okay, the average is about 10 seconds.
Wow.
before your tears break out.
I
and
see.
then yours stands at 4.4 seconds, which is way below the average.
Well, I can say
and the
that.
lowest is 2.6 seconds.
基本可以
Wow.
简单来看一眼。
So yeah, it's definite. You have
It's definitely a
dry eye.
problem. You know, it's amazing how this technology they're using this. I've never actually had a test like this before. I've always, I mean, as long as I can remember, I've had this problem.
Yeah, I didn't know you can test dry eye.
Yeah, yeah,
这
and
个是左眼的，左眼的呢是7.6秒，也是低于标准值。
Okay, your left eye is a little bit better, but still trailing behind average.
yeah, not below the average.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well, thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
谢谢. Now I need to find a solution to fix this problem because it's a very irritating thing to have. Honestly, do you also suffer from dry eye?
Oh yeah. For a time, then I got a little bit of those droplets, and then it cured me, I think.
All right, let me walk
now,
here with
we
you.
get a chance to talk to the executive of the company. First of all, a little bit of introduction to yourself and the company to the audience who are not familiar with Essilor.
Okay. So, hi everybody. My name is Louise Chen. I'm working for Essilor Instrument Division, and I'm the Instrument Greater China Vice President. So first, let me introduce to you the layout of this booth. Okay. So the right-hand side of this booth covers the kids' needs, kids' vision needs. As we all know that the myopia rate in China is really high, and the average rate is about 53.6%. And especially during the first half of COVID-19, while all the students are studying at home, the myopic rate is even increasing by 11.7%. So in view of that, we are introducing the full range of the measurement machine equipment and also the stylus lens. Let's look at this. Okay. Let me walk you through the whole booth.
Yeah, indeed, child myopia is a big challenge. I would say I'm included in part of that population. I was diagnosed with short-sightedness when I was very young.
Right,
So yeah,
right,
that's
right.
a big public health problem. Yeah.
So I think while the kids when they're very young, we highly recommend, and all the professionals, all the professors, doctors, they recommend they have to be measured with one indicator called axial length, the eye's lens actually. So this equipment called biometer, it can give you within several minutes, it can give you a very precise number of how long is your eyes. So the axial lens. After getting this, you will be given an advice what kind of actions or what kind of solutions that you need to take that you need to take or you need to get. If your kids the axial lens is longer than other kids, so you are highly recommended to be equipped with a certain lens. For instance, this time we are introducing or we are unveiling the world first myopia control lens in the Essilor group called Stellist. And Stellist is equipped with the HALT technology, which you can see the lens.
This is one of those control lenses.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah. It has 11 rings.
11 rings.
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
But you cannot see with your eye. But let me demonstrate to you here. So there are 11 rings around the lens, and each you can see all these 1,021 dots. They are the micro lenses actually. So these dots can form a kind of a defocused image in front of your retina, and which can send out the signal to your brain that your eyes your eye axial lens don't grow, don't progress.
Oh.
Yeah.
So guys, can you see the small red lenses
Let me
in the shadow?
let me show you this picture. Actually, it's under the certain light. It's under the certain light. You can see there are rings here.
So this is a range of smaller lenses
Yeah.
incorporated within this big lenses. So you believe
Yes.
this will halt the progression of
Exactly.
myopia.
Yes, yes. And after the lens is designed, and we work with Wenzhou Medical University Optometry Hospital for a 3-year clinical study. So in the year 1 study, it shows that it can slow down the myopia progression by 60%, and also accordingly, the axial lens progression or elongation is also slowed down by 60%. Yeah, very effective. Yeah,
That's impressive.
So we are very proud that Essilor can use this very innovative technology to really contribute to the slowdown of myopia for the Chinese children.
And help us.
Do you have any projects that maybe cooperate with schools to drive the population of these classes?
Yeah. And so apart from this technology, we are also promoting a lot the eye care awareness. Yeah. So and we also work with the Ministry of Education with this 3D pop-up book, and I think it's the world first eye care education pop-up book.
Yeah,
3D
pop-up book.
book. Yeah. And so we are very proud of that, and we are very grateful that this book was really greatly supported by the Ministry of Education. So you can see this is introducing the symptom of your eyes, uneasiness, and then it used this pop-up to introduce the formation of your eyes. And then and how your eyes is working. So for instance, if you don't have, so here is how the myopia feel, and here is how the hyperopia feel, and here that means your eyes don't have any problem, okay? And then how the brain get all these vision signals. See?
Very interesting.
Yeah, very
so
interesting.
it teaches children basically to not be quiet, not be silent about some of the symptoms they might experience, and tell their parents, tell the doctor, I think I'm starting to notice something. And maybe that's teaching children how to detect this early, right?
Yes. And here it shows the bad habit of reading. For instance, your reading is too long, or use the digital devices too long, under the dark environment. And then these are the good habits.
I see.
So, yeah.
So prevention methods and detection methods as well, and trying to teach children about those. That is a great book.
Yeah.
Very. I love all the pictures, and of course, I love how interactive it is.
Yeah.
And I think many of the adults still have these bad habits.
Yeah. No
reading at
kidding.
night and looking at your phone for too long.
It's a book good for the parents and the kids to play with and to read at the same time.
Educational for both parents and children. Very nice.
It also gives you the knowledge on how to, if you are getting myopic, how to avoid that going to become highly myopic.
Okay.
Because if you're getting highly myopic, then it will increase a lot of risks, for getting those eye diseases, which will cause blindness. Yeah.
Do you know a percentage more or less, or a ratio of how many children, say here in China, typically have this problem? Do you know, more or less?
So for the kids from 6 to 18, the average myopic rate is, it's the baseline for 2018 is about 53.6%.
Oh wow!
And then with this first half due to COVID-19. And this rate is even growing higher by 11.7%. And it's more scaring is that the high myopes is 20%.
Wow.
Which means, you see, after you see the book, then you know how scary of becoming high myope.
Exactly.
Yeah, but don't worry. After getting myopic, if you go to the doctors and if you have the periodical check, say every 6 months, you go to see your optometrist or optometrist doctors, and you will be given all these ways to correct your myopia first. And then, if every year your myopia progression is over 0.75 diopters, you are highly recommended to be equipped with those myopia control lenses, which are the ones that we launch for with this stylus lens. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chan.
We really appreciate this. This is great information for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, she highlighted a very good point about this pandemic. A lot of us are staying home. A lot of us are working from home. A lot of us are you know, have our children around and maybe can't take care of them, so we give them a tablet, we give them a phone, and it's constantly looking at screens at a distance that it might not be appropriate without blinking, and all these things are bad habits, right?
That's a combination
too
of
near and too long.
Too long, right?
Too near and too long, which are the very important factors.
Oh, I think we learned a lot of things here today.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, have a good one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very interesting technology here, especially with the lenses and the dots. I had never really seen anything like this before. Goes to show the advancements. You think that you've already reached, you know, some sort of level of technology, and there's nothing else to innovate. And yet again, there's still room for improvement. Exactly.
And I think this is a very important subject. Children myopia. Well, a lot of people think it was no big deal because, like, if your children gets short-sightedness, you would think, okay, maybe a lot of children have this problem. Maybe I've got many children, many of my friends' children have this similar problem. It's no big deal. But the scary thing is it developed at such a young age that it might progress into something more serious and at a later time in life.
Time in life, right?
Right. And eyesight is such an important sense, and people usually don't really think about how important it is.
Exactly, and it hinders other things in your life. When a child is growing, they're going through an education phase that might be this disease might be detrimental to their learning. You know, when they're at school, they can't see something, they maybe feel discouraged, maybe they struggle a little more, and they have all these other issues that come about when, you know, with something so simple, which is not being able to see properly, and to be able to correct it and detect it at an early stage. And with the technology that they have, there's a lot of hope out there that this can be something that can be maybe not eradicated, but at least treated early and really reduce the number, especially now that we're so glued to our screens. And with the pandemic, it just adds to that, right? It just makes it worse.
Yeah, especially for children. Apart from all the textbooks they have to read, they also have their parents' tablets, smartphones that they play with all day, right?
Yeah. So now, Chengxi, we moved to another pavilion here. It's still under the same umbrella of the medical
pavilion.
Exactly. And so, where are we headed right now? Help us explain. There's another company we're going to visit.
Yeah, we're going to visit Johnson & Johnson. Now, this is a major conglomerate that's been in China for more than 30 years. When we think about Johnson & Johnson, think about like shampoos and skin lotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, baby powder, that kind of stuff.
Powder, but actually they make a lot of other stuff, apparently. A lot of medical devices, cutting-edge medical devices are made by them. Now, this part of the medical pavilion is at the main exhibition booth, if you will. Because at the public health section, many companies showcase their COVID-19 solutions or public health solutions, but their main booths are over here. So they usually have two booths. So we're arriving at the main booth of Johnson & Johnson. Let's see what they have in store this year.
And let's also remind our audience that are watching on our social media platforms, on our website, on our CGTN app, to be engaged. Send your comments over, send your questions. We want you to participate. We want to hear from you and want you to be engaged. Because obviously we have questions and we're trying to answer them, but you know, maybe there's many comments out there that people also want to be a part of. They want to get answered. A lot of questions they want to get answered. So this is a huge display, actually.
Yeah, this is a huge booth. They're showing a lot of things over here. Let's start from the one that's nearest to us.
Okay, what is this? These are
vegetables.
Peppers. Okay.
Well, this is actually this is real.
Yeah, these are real peppers. And let's pan our camera over there.
Let's see what they're doing. Oh, that is a 4K super high definition video feed into the pepper.
Oh, wow, so you can see.
And the frame rate's pretty high too. Well, I guess you need high frame rates. You need that instantaneous video feedback if you're gonna if you're gonna use a medical device.
You can see the veins on the wall of the inside of the pepper.
It feels like
I wonder if it's trying to. I wonder if it's trying to resemble like a person's throat or like
throat. It looks like it.
Something like that. I've never thought about using a pepper to demonstrate that. That's actually pretty good. Alrighty.
Right. We are joined by Mrs. Fang Fang.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you so
give
much.
us some introduction as to what this is and what this can do.
Okay, what you are looking at is the 4K, what we call is co-visualization tower serving arthroscopic surgeries. So this is the first 4K set in China, and also this is partially manufactured abroad and partially manufactured in China.
Oh.
And it make our surgery more precise, more safe, and also more minimum invasive, less invasive. And it can serve in shoulder and knee and help our patient to restore their sports level, their livelihood before the injury. Yeah.
Is it for doctors to check the knees or to treat symptoms?
It can check and it can treat the symptoms. Using the probe, we can see what's happening within the joint, the knee or the shoulder, and you can see all tissues that are having problems, and we can use our suture anchor or meniscus repair system to repair the disease area. Yeah.
Okay. What is this device's advantage over a range of similar products out there in the market? Is it because it's super high definition?
Yeah, this one is super high definition, and also all the digital images can be recorded in the system, and also it's linked with our fluid management system and our the vapor radio frequency system, so that it's all a set served in one surgery to make the procedure simpler, more streamlined, and more safe.
It's cool. Imagine if you search a video like this on YouTube, it usually be super blurry, but this is 4K.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's so amazing to see the detail on the skin of the pepper. Had we not seen these peppers, I thought that was an actual a surgery.
It's a stomach or something.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, or a throat
pepper.
or something.
Yeah,
you can. I've never actually seen something so clear, and surely that helps doctors everywhere who are trying to perform, inspect and perform surgery. Right. That's very impressive. Also a Johnson & Johnson company, right? That's impressive. Like you said, you pointed this out earlier, that you don't think of Johnson & Johnson as manufacturing some of these tools for the medical field. But there you have it, yeah.
Wow.
And we also have products from spine, joint, and trauma in this sector.
Oh, these are
A lot of high techniques are being introduced into the seemingly traditional part. For example, this one is a 3D printed cutting guide for knee the knee deformity correction procedure. So we can measure CT of each patient's disease or deformity situation, load it onto computer, and half automatically design its procedure pattern, the orthotomy angle and position. So we create a 3D printed patient unique cutting guide for each person. And a surgeon can use this to decide where they need to operate on patient's knee and how big the angle should be. And since this is a patient unique, it's a unique solution for everyone, and also it helps very junior surgeon to achieve an outstanding result, as if compared to surgeons who have thousands, hundreds cases on this. So it eliminates part of the learning curve, the usually hard learning curve, and make the procedure more standard, safe, and meantime unique for this patient.
Yeah, definitely less room for error,
Yes,
right? Less
exactly.
room for error. Very important when you're performing surgery, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that new technology allows more junior doctors to get skills that they otherwise would have to get through years of experience.
Right, and that means that all the years that they have left in their career, they don't have to worry so much about trying to perfect this. They can start learning other skills and developing more technology.
They don't
right?
need to practice on patients. They have a sure hand on the patient. And also this is a new solution on femoral neck fracture. It's a breakthrough in this domain. In the past, traditional way of fixing the femoral neck may lead to the femoral neck issues in the future and probably a hip replacement later on. But this technique called femoral neck fracture system, it actually eliminated the side effect reduced by 40%. So it's a really breakthrough technology. And also in spine and in trauma, we are collaborating with the only robotic system today launched in China, which is the global only one having spine and trauma indication. So we are now helping surgeons to be able to perform with the assistance of the robotic to achieve more accurate, precise surgeries. Yes.
That is very cool, and it looks a bit painful to me also.
Yeah.
It is a bit painful to watch.
Actually, the hurt the wound you see on patient is only this large.
Only this big.
And
okay.
the second day he can walk.
Oh wow!
This
By the
is amazing.
second day
yes.
walk.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
And he
Okay.
will keep his own hip rather than change to a metal one, a metallic one. Yeah.
So this is great. I mean, great news as far as the advancements of technology. But can you tell us how are they already being incorporated in clinics and hospitals, or when will we see this be basically introduced into the market and for people to use?
So this one actually is a combined innovation between China and Switzerland.
Okay.
The implant is from Switzerland, and the 3D technique is from China. We have patent and the manufacturing in China. It was launched last year in September, and this year we have served over 200 patients. Yes.
Already,
yes.
okay.
And also that one, the thermal neck system.
Okay.
It has been launched in September last year, and this
Okay.
year we have been operating on 1,200 patients in China, saving a lot of hips for them. Yes.
So you're rolling out this product, yeah.
Yeah, think about the quality of life that you can get if you can.
Right, it gives us hope too.
Yeah.
Whenever, because we're going to be aging, and I'm glad this
I hope we
technology.
never need it, but it's
Exactly.
good to be informed.
It's good
that
to be
there are
informed.
these options.
Good that it's there. Exactly, that we have those options.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Now let's
keep
check out
exploring.
some of the consumer items over there. Now these are the Johnson & Johnson products that we are probably more familiar with, right? And for example, Rogain.
Rogain, yeah.
That's a big brand.
I've heard that a lot in the U.S.
Do you have hair loss problems?
I'd like to think not.
Well, I don't think I have, but a lot of my friends tells me that I need to be worried.
A lot of your friends are a little too honest, maybe.
So, well, maybe a little bit of introduction of Rogain. Is it new to the Chinese market?
Yeah, sure. It's new. It's just launched in August this year.
Oh.
So yes, as we know, hair loss has become one of the most worried concerns for people in China, especially youngs. So androgenetic alopecia, AJA, or called hereditary hair loss, is the most common type of baldness. So one study showed in China that the overall prevalence of the AJA for men is around 21%. For women, it is 6%. So which means that there could be around 200 million people in China had such problem. So it's a huge consumer needs here. We really hope Rogain could benefit them. So Rogain is the first topical OTC brand approved by the US FDA to regule hair for both men and women. So with more than 30 years history and numerous clinical trials to prove the efficacy, Rogain is the industry-leading and also the first U.S. dermatologist recommended brand for hair regrowth. So, yeah.
Yeah, as you said, 1 in 5 people probably, men at least, probably have hair loss problems.
Yeah.
But how do I know if I need Rogain, right? That's a big question for a lot of guys like me.
Yeah.
So when we hit 30, we start to ask ourselves, do I need to start using stuff like this now?
That's right.
How
yeah.
do I know if I need it?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Also, the common asked question by consumers. So to address this problem, we just collaborating with one AI technology company to develop the intelligent tool to help consumer know whether they have the problem and how is the hair loss degree. So this
So
is
your program can tell me if I have hair
yeah,
loss.
yeah. So this is mini program, but just in development stage. So just a demo to show you how it can work. You just take some pictures of your scalp. You want to have a
Now,
try?
apart from dry eye, do you want to know if you have hair loss today?
I think you can take the lead on this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I just take pictures for him. 3 pictures
kinda
will
nervous.
will be taken for men. Okay, you are happy. Yeah.
Oh, we can see a lot of it. A lot of it. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm just joking.
The front line. Yeah. And the chair.
For all the ladies out there that have complained about
Yeah,
this,
so
he's
it's
doing
so-
something about it.
I'm trying my best now.
Yeah. Oh, it's so you have some problem.
I have mild hair loss.
Okay, it says mild.
It's
Okay.
not too late for me, eh?
Yeah, I need to just a demo to show your process, and we will refine the algorithm later. Yeah. So the other function is that you can see, you can compare with your any reports. Yes. So it will show you that whether your hair loss has been improved after treatment. Yeah. So it gives some reminder, or you need to take care of your scalp, your hair loss further. Yeah, that's our work. Yeah.
Very
Now,
nice.
you want to try?
Sure, I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Let's see if the picture can actually go through.
You must be healthy.
Well, I have
See the lines.
I have a lot of products in my hair. It's so hard. I don't know
see through it?
if you can see through it, but sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so obviously,
Oh, it's
what I'm wondering is basically.
sorry.
No problem. Take your time. Take
No
your time.
problem.
What I'm wondering is like, let's say like myself. Like I've never really thought about this issue. I thank
Yeah.
my father for having good genes in terms of hair, but it doesn't mean that maybe the products that I'm using on my hair may be bad for me, and I don't know. And if I learn about it and I educate myself early enough, maybe I can prevent more hair loss in the future, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay, let's do the test.
Yeah, okay. Picture 1. Hey, yeah, you already have picture 2. Then picture 3. Oh, let's see what's the result.
I can.
All right, you'll have to translate
Oh,
for me.
it's mild.
Mild.
Very
Mild, okay.
I'm not the only
But
one.
it's
Oh.
still in the development stage. Yeah, that's
Okay.
to show how it will work.
Interesting. That's interesting. You can do that with your phone. I mean, that's
Yes,
crazy.
yes, yes.
So obviously, this is not a problem only for men. Women, as you mentioned,
Definitely, yeah.
also have to go through this this issue. What are some of the signs
Yeah.
that you can detect before you use your app? Like, how do you know? How do you inspect yourself? And what kind of things do we need to avoid in maybe our diet, maybe the products that we use in our hair? Can you give us some advice?
Oh yes, I think one advice you can to check is your father or mother if they have some similar hair loss condition, and to notice if there is some progressive hair loss for men in the vertex and the front line, and for women is the middle line. It's be wider and wider of the middle line. That's a small sign. You can be to notice whether you maybe have this problem. Yeah, yes, and I think for the lifestyle. I think the smoke is bad for you for overall health,
Smoking.
but also very important is bad for your hair loss. It can cause to make have the severe level of hair loss.
I see.
Yes.
Smoking. Wow. Yeah.
Smoking.
Obviously
No
bad
smoke.
for your lungs, like you said, but also hair. I would have never thought about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so in terms of hair products, I put a lot of gel in my hair. I don't know if you too. Sometimes
Okay.
hairspray, stuff like that. Or maybe shampooing my hair every day. Is that a good thing or a bad
Maybe they
thing?
block your pores and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what product you use. If
Okay.
from a very famous or the qualified brand product, that is fine. No big issue for your hair loss. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So obviously read the labels. Make sure that you have like a lot of products have alcohol, for example. Is
Oh.
alcohol good or bad?
That's fine. That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
at a moderate amount.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think we've learned a lot today.
Exactly. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
all
much.
your
Thank you very much.
help and advice. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, we visited 3 different companies here already. That is just a tiny portion of all the companies and the brands that are being represented at CIIE in this pavilion. And anyway, they continue to innovate. And having competition, I would say, Chengxi, is that when you have a lot of this competition and you see your competitors next door, you want to always improve, and you want to come back, and you want to show your new products, and you always want to be competitive, and hopefully this competition will help the consumer, have a better quality life.
Yes, and also you have to compete with yourself too, because you come here every year. You need to bring newer stuff that are better than the ones that you displayed last year, right? Great point.
That's right. Always improving yourself, right? You don't want to come here and then show people the same things that they saw last year. And so, very good point. So everybody who's been watching, we really appreciate all the time. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was very informative for you, and continue tuning in to CGTN for continued coverage of the China International Import Expo. Thank you very much. I'm Oscar Magain.
I'm Chengxi. And we'll see you in the next one.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Thank you.